So today I'm going to basically tell you a story about a girl who has inspired me a lot. She is one of the most biggest inspiration of my life. So I would like to share my experience of my side of the story, what I have seen about her. I've basically combined two stories to give a little touch of my narration, my side of the story. So it's basically about a girl who was very native, very innocent and white colored girl who was very intelligent in her studies, the youngest sister and the youngest daughter of the family, sharing two elder sisters of her. Growing up, her motivation and her aim in life was to be an independent woman. All that she wanted to do and all that she wanted to be was just an independent woman. So that in life, later on, she wouldn't be able to, get dependent on a man. Just like society, I wouldn't be saying anything bad about it, but as we all know that we are living in a male dominating society where females are sometimes considered as some liabilities, whether and which I feel is not true, because in today's era, females are doing much more than they are considered to be doing. So this happened that when she was young, she was very intelligent in her studies, very focused child of the family, very obedient, and lately very cute. So growing up, her aim was to work in a bank, which was her dream job. So apparently, when she was in 12th standard, she gave an exam and she cracked it. It was a very tough exam, and she almost, gave all of her interest and hobbies up for that one exam to crack it. And apparently, her sweats and her, her all of the struggles and everything just came into balance, and she finally cracked it. And after that exam, she was posted into Goa. As she got posted into Goa, she was a very hardworking woman, and उसको novels read करना बहुत अच्छा लगता था. I share this hobby of her that I also love reading novels. So she used to love reading novels of Robin Sharma. I hope you guys have heard him. She loved his novels and the titles and the way he creates life from his own perspective, and the way he concludes the story was very interesting to her. Later on, what happened, she reached an age of 25 years, and her family forced her, or kind of gave her a suggestion of getting married. This is what happens by the age a girl turns 26, she's forced to get married, and most of them are arranged marriages. So this is what happened to her, but her mother asked her like about getting married. उसने ना नहीं कहा, but उसकी ना में हाँ भी नहीं थी. She was saying, yeah, I can, but now I want to give a peak to my career. I want to give aim to my career. मुझे अपना career थोड़ा और peak तक लेके जाना है, so that I wouldn't be able to dependent on a man. That's all that she was living by. कि I would make myself so much successful in terms of financial status and everything else, that I wouldn't be able to depend on a man. Because in today's era, like we are in India, the most biggest aim of a motivated girl is to be independent. Is to be like, I am a doctor. I am going to be very soon running my own clinic or anything else. My aim of becoming a doctor was that it's a noble profession, and secondly, I do not want to get dependent on a man for anything. That's what I grew up learning. So apparently she said yes to that, and her parents saw a guy for her, and she got married to him. But you know what happened? About 2 months after, she found out that that guy was already dating a girl. So apparently she found out, and she was a very native and innocent woman, although she was hot. But she never dodged a guy, or she never gave attention to any guy, because her aim was to just be successful in her life. So she found out, and apparently she discussed this all with her husband. But what happened was, her husband wasn't agreeing with her and tried to console her with all of those emotional dramas, which are very common in Indian families, emotional drama. So that is what happened. And later on, she came to know that a girl was actually dating her husband. That is what she found out, and she came to her home back, and उसने अपने घर पे बताया that this all happened with her, and apparently things went very down, and she got divorced. Apparently she got divorced. But one thing which I saw as a growing person was that she never gave up. Society, relatives, everybody said so many things to her, बहुत सारे allegations लगाए because she left a man. But nobody was understanding her side of the story, why she left the man. They just thought that, oh, she's divorced, not considering the other side of the story, her past and what actually happened. When a female gets divorced or a single parent is there are so many allegations that are in a female, not a male. So this has happened, and she was very depressed, she was very distressed, she used to cry all the time, and I, being seeing her as my role model and somebody I would like to be like her, it was very depressing for me also to see her crying and just getting disturbed and having anxiety and all. So after that she just moved on from that place and she shifted to a different place. She shifted to Kerala, and after shifting into Kerala, she left everything that was related to her past and decided to have a new future, to have a new self. So after that she gave interviews of various banks and she got selected over there. After she got selected over there, she was having some conversation with her boss about life and all, and there she felt like she needs to, the boss told her that we can't live life alone, we only need a person to be with or to have a partner with. But she wasn't agreeing with him because of a past experience. She said no, basically all we want is ourself, to be with ourselves. We don't need a man, we don't need anybody, we don't need a best friend or somebody to companion us. Our biggest supporter is ourselves. Nobody supports us more than us. If I am performing here today, behind me is just me supporting myself. So she just said this all to his boss, and he got impressed. After some time, like years passed, and she used to work and she used to have a good life and she used to live all alone, cutting all her relatives and everything, social media, everything. She just backed off and she just had a life like a lone woman. After some time, her family again approached her. तेरे लिए नया लड़का देखा है, you should get married again. So they said that you should get married again. She just felt, she just cried for that night because, hearing that thing, like to get married again, just recalled her all past experiences, and she cried a lot because she had seen so many things behind her past. This happened, and even I was there. I was watching all this drama happening in front of me. But one thing was that in my mind was that man was asked what he did actually? No, he wouldn't be asked because he's a man. He won't be getting asked. So what happened is, apparently she came back to her parents' home and she said yes to the marriage, and she met the guy. He was nice. He got blocked because she didn't like the guy. So but apparently the intentions of the guy was nice. He was nice, he was working, and he was he was working in a business company, and he was well off. He was having nice looks, well off man and everything else. But what she was feeling inside her heart was that I don't want this. I just don't want this. I don't want to get stuck in a place where I'm just judged by my side, like, are you married or not? I should be judged as, am I successful or not? A female is not just defined by getting married or being happily married. She can be considered as independent and single happy woman. Don't you agree?
Yes, definitely.
That's true. So this is what she said, and I grew up watching her doing all this and getting inspired by her, and I hope you are also enjoying it and getting inspired by the story. So apparently she said yes to the marriage because she didn't want her family's reputation or their pride to get down. So she said yes, but these all things were just cluttering on her mind, that what's going to happen, if it's going to be equal to my past experience or not, or what's going to be my future since I'm here and all. So everything was said, rituals were fine and everything. They had their different types of ceremonies that happens in Indian marriages. Everything happened, but what she was feeling inside was to just run away from that place, because she said yes from her outside, but inside she just wanted to be alone. She just wanted to be, she just wanted to discover herself, because before we are going to be happy with someone, we should be happy with ourselves. Until and unless we are happy with ourselves, we won't be able to be happy even with a billionaire. I hope you agree, because in today's era, I think mental peace is the one thing which is more important than any money, than any position or anybody else. I feel this. So I was watching all this drama happening in front of me, and I was apparently questioning my parents and everybody that why she's forced to get married again, because she's having such a past trauma for her marriage. So everything happened, haldi happened, mehndi happened, sangeet happened, and everything else. But she locked herself in a room just before her marriage, just before one day of her marriage, and she was locked for about 5 to 6 hours. She locked herself and she didn't tell anybody where what she's doing. She just switched off her phone and she was there. And at the day of the marriage came, bride was on the stage, everything was set, but when they went to see the bride was not there. So bride was not there, so there was a questioning where she went, where she is, what happened to her night before the marriage that she's not there. Was that there was nothing present in that place except one note, and there was a note which was a kind of summary or a kind of message to her, to everybody who was trying to tell her to get married. And that message was, I wanted to find myself, and I am going to find myself. I do not care about anybody's reputation, and I'm really sorry for not getting married, but all that I wanted to do was to find myself. And thank you so much. This has been my time. Thank you so much for being such a lovely audience. This is actually my first time telling a story, so I